Hello. Good morning. What's up, everybody? It feels like it's been about 10,000 years since my last stream. I think it's actually only been since Wednesday. I don't know. Does it feel like it's been a really long time to anyone else? I've been busy. Your boy's been working. I've been running around. I've been getting stuff done. It's been very productive. Also, I've tweaked something in my neck, which is not ideal. So if I do a little bit of the, was it Michael Keaton had the Batman suit that he couldn't twist his neck. He had to rotato everything. That's what's going on. How are you doing today? Happy Saturday, friends. Happy Star Wars Day. To those of you who celebrate, may the 4th be something or other. Good morning, Zed. Haven't seen you since Monikers on Wednesday. I was worried that Tiki got a hold of you. That's fair. Is streaming deprivation a thing for streamers? I think so. Yeah. I mean, it's just like anything you do all the time and then you stop doing gets weird, right? There's a certain rhythm with which I live my life, my groove. Hey, good morning, Lirazel. How are you, friend? Good morning, Totally Not a Beholder. Good morning, Alma. You like May the 4th, but I prefer Revenge of the 6th. I never heard of that before. That's very funny. Good morning, doodly-doo. It's good to see you. I'm in no particular rush to get into games today as I try and slowly warm everything up. By warm everything up, I mean specifically the large knot in my right shoulder. Oh. Anything new and exciting with everybody? Tell me how your week has been. Other than ordering from my favorite Chinese takeout place and watching episode 5 of Fallout, I don't think I have that much exciting to report. My fridge is screaming. That's exciting. My dishwasher is leaking and now my fridge is screaming. Weird, nice, like being in your 30s problems, you know? Ugh. Oh. Hey. I didn't have this range of motion before the shower. Turns out just sort of sitting there and letting the hot water soak you can do some good stuff. Sorry. Start the game. Sometimes Steam achievements are very funny because they're simple stuff like what percentage of players who bought this game have hit play? And apparently for Manor, that answer is only 39.8% of players. Hey, good morning, Sakranos. Late afternoon from my part of the world. Europe? Where is it afternoon? Happy late afternoon to you. The Netherlands specifically. Hello. That's exciting. All right. Where were we? Pardon me. There's a 25th anniversary re-release of Star Wars The Phantom Menace in theaters. So I celebrate May the 4th by going to it. I think it'd be kind of fun, honestly. Like, it's been 25 years. How was that doing? How did that age? Oofa. Only have 2 months worth of food. All right, let's do a little recap here. So at the end of the last episode, we won a little war. We conquered this region right here. And we did it by hiring some mercenaries. The leftover mercenaries are kind of just vibing right there. And things are going okay over here in the Old Kingdom. But one of the biggest issues we're having is tremendous lack of food. Currently, I have 5 vegetables, 5 berries, and 4 eggs. That's, according to this barrel, that's 2 months worth of food, and it's March. Now, spring does mean the beasts. Now, that's not supposed to get that low. The hunting limit is supposed to be stop hunting at 15, but, you know, I guess we overhunted a little bit to be fair. So we got our beasts right here, and we got our berries right here, and we've also got our barley. Now, barley's not food. Barley is beer, but, you know, still a little bit of a test there. So my hope was that all of these burgages would be able to produce enough vegetable and egg and something to sustain us, but I don't think so. And I've got this trading post. Wait, how many sheep do I have now? It's up to 6. Very nice. I got this trading post right here, and I'm worried that I'm going to have to start importing food. I'm worried that if I don't start importing food, I'm going to die. But I'm worried about this import price of $12 because I don't think I have enough exports to make that sustainable. They're not buying my shoes. Right, I had to pause my shoes. I wonder if the commodity price for shoes has leveled out. Nope. It's still, well, no, it's only selling for 4, which is terrible. How do I get myself into the export game such that I don't die? Maybe it's firewood. Remember seeing Star Wars in theaters, and I also remember leaving feeling a little bit disappointed. It's interesting because I think the older you are, the worse the sequels landed. But I remember talking to Mikey Newman about this, and he's just like, if you grew up and those Star Wars were the first ones you saw, they were amazing. They were exactly what you wanted them to be. That's sort of an interesting part of perspective, right? Buy another bull there. All right, well, I'm just going to hit play, and then I'm hoping that spring is just going to save this and we don't die. Oh, 7 days. Let's, you know what? Let's just let this mercenary company go. An enemy has been spotted. Where? A bandit camp was sighted. Oh my god, the bandit camp? The bandit camp literally spawned right in front of my mercenaries, so I have for 6 more days. Oh, that's so funny. All right. Get him. Oh, that's so funny. And I don't believe this ruler's army is going to have anything to do. I think they're just kind of vibing. I love the guys just standing at the back cheering. You got this! Get him! Whereas, you know, maybe if we made any attempt to try and surround them. Alright, we're going to send this money to the nearest town, and then we're at 468, and now we're going to disband them. Actually, really quickly. Check the map. Yeah. Let's just go ahead and disband. All right. We have no costs anymore. Great stuff. We got 6 families. We got 53 houses. All right. Never seen a Star Wars. Years of have you seen it kind of permanently turned me off it. That's fair. Someone has to cheer everyone on. I mean, that's also fair, right? You do want a hype person. You do want a hype person to make sure things are going okay. All right, I need to buy another thing here. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy one of the one of the foods that we already have. Just an emergency supply. Hey, if I don't have 25 meat, buy 25 meat. Every party needs a bard. True. All right, I think the other thing we need to do is I don't think we can keep growing this town. I don't think we can be planting. I don't think we can be building any more burgages. In the meantime, because we don't have food, steady food, you know? The fact that we have to import food stresses me out. Yeah, see, look at that. I just spent $120 dues on meat. Ugh. All right. We're now planting barley. I hope, at least. Oops. Weird. That tooltip's a little bit broken. I think that means that we are 50% done plowing. Really curious to see what our yield is from this. I'm in no particular hurry, by the way, to settle this new territory that we grabbed. Specifically because I don't know how to ship this food over. Actually, what is the agricultural sitch over here? Oh my god, we can make a farming society. It'll be beautiful. Get some more people working on that. We'll have 3 generic families, sort of just down to help us build everything. Blacksmith disabled, that's fair. Joiner shop disabled. We got the cobbler and we got the tailor now. It could be a level 2. Wait. Well, that's all iron. Sheesh. 319 iron slabs. One of the things that I want to do eventually, and maybe this is what I have to get into even before armor making. Maybe I have to go charcoal burning into deep mining. And then we can just start exporting metal and metal related products, which is kind of hype. I mean, I guess, like, how much does a spear sell for? If I did military, I could sell them for $7. That's not terrible, if I'm honest. It only cost me, sheesh, cost me $126 dues. I don't love that. Some of your favorite things are made from metal. Yeah? Is it weird that I see 2,168 metal and I'm like, it's risky to start selling it? All right. Yeah, we spent literally all of our money. We were at 500 and now we're down to 131 to get that 25 meat that we needed. Oof. But we're at 4 months of food now. Maybe I set that emergency food a little bit lower. Maybe I set that emergency food to like 10. Hey, what's up, Artemis Huntress? Thank you very, very, very much for using your Prime here. Thank you for the 32. Hope my day is lovely. That's the hope, too. Number must go up. If number go down, something is wrong. I agree. Right. I'm not actually selling any of my shoes right now either because I oversaturated the shoe market. So I don't... The only way I have to make money currently... One of my burgages is full. Okay. I don't understand what's wrong with that. Oh, I have an excess warbow now. All right, so let's take a look at our army here. We got 36 and 36. Okay, let's go to the Fletcher and tell him no more fletching. Stop it. Okay, so our goal here is we need to find a way to grow our economy. And then from there, turn it into booze. Hey, Happy Pants, thank you for the 100 biddies. I had to get out of the trampoline rental business. Too many ups and downs. Devastating. Is there just no stability in our world anymore? Thank you, friend. Okay, we got 111 veggies. That's not bad. Too many ups and downs. Sheesh. My pantry is full. Oh, interesting. So I have a pantry that is over... Where did I build the pantry? The granary. What do you mean it's full? I've got 4 people. All right, let's get another person working in there. Maybe they'll come and they'll take it from this house. Apparently one of the houses is so overflowing with vegetables that they just left vegetables outside and those vegetables like died or whatever. Oh, look at that. We now have 8 sheep. Starting to grow exponentially. Remember, I only bought 4 sheep. Wow. Frequent raining, seasonal deposits regrow. Interesting. It feels like, I don't know if it looks like we're planting right now. Kind of looks like we are still tilling, which means I don't know if this field is going to be ready in time. Oh, hi, cutie. Thank you, Jojo. What's up, Canboa? Thank you for the 42 months. The answer to everything. Wow. I didn't even know I had any questions. Remarkable. Oh, workers convert berries into dyes. Imagine being so food rich. Oh, I don't have any... Wow. I just learned that the reason my clothing hasn't been making is I haven't turned any of the wool into anything yet. There we go. Second economy go. We need to make this weaver's station. My generic storage is full. Oh, saw pit. Firewood stall, comma, abandoned. Firewood stall, abandoned. Clothing stall, abandoned. This is a new mechanic I haven't had to encounter before. Abandoned stalls. They have no clothing and they have no fuel. Huh. I would like to try and see if I can get this to work again. It's interesting. This building says its storage is full, but I don't actually have any idea how it calculates its storage, right?
Poor quality, you say? Impossible.
How does the game compare to Anno? I need to... It's funny. I was actually thinking maybe I need to go back and actually play Anno again. Good stored hero vulnerable. Right, they're just sitting in the rain. I didn't really enjoy Anno the first time I played it. I tend to not... It's funny. I tend to not love games that require distribution of stuff between different resources without like a shared resource cap at the top, which is what this game is going to be asking me to do once we move into a second territory. But I also hadn't played a lot of those games. So I'm wondering if maybe now that I'm getting better at the genre, if I revisit it, I'll suddenly have more fun with it. I don't know. But yeah, I played Anno 1800, whatever the latest one that came out. And I really enjoyed the first city, and I loved the aesthetic. And then I got like a colony in the New World, and I just bounced off the game immediately because I was kind of okay with going from like Island 1 to Island 2, but I didn't love the idea of having to send resources all the way back. But, you know, maybe that's changed. Alright, so I moved these stalls. I've set up another market down here, and I'm hoping that suddenly makes everybody really happy. Well, nope. They're still complaining about fuel. Even though I have 680 fuel, I have not been able to find out. It's immediately abandoned. What in the... What? Why? Not enough funds to import. Oh, buckets. I am dying. Okay, so I cannot afford to import food. This is what I was worried was going to happen for booze, and I have now bankrupted my food. I've now bankrupted myself trying to import meat. Sheesh. Is your exact gripe with the game as well? I don't know. Maybe I go back to that game and then suddenly it's fun. Oh, look, somebody's taking their sheep for a walkie. You love to see it. All right, it's May. Oh, and we are now sowing. Crop growth, June to August. Maybe we'll be fine? So, like, obviously the multiple settlement management and logistics between them is a popular mechanic in the genre. Because otherwise, why would everybody do it, right? All right, let's throw another person in the granary over here. And then maybe these people will stop complaining that everything is too full. I don't know. Maybe we can fix that. What are you complaining about? You know what? Maybe you just never get firewood. Maybe you just have to be okay with the fact that I'm never going to give you firewood. What are you going to do about it? There's a firewood stall right there and right there. And this abandoned clothing stall. That was my main treat to you. Oh, right. Speaking of abandoned clothing stall, I have a weaver now. And so the weaver hopefully will provide stuff to the cobbler. Can I sell shoes again? There we go. A new family has moved in. Welcome, 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 one and all. Welcome to the coziest manor of all of the lords. My logging camp is full. All right. So I have a storage yard somewhere. Large storehouses all the way out here. And we are not grabbing the logs. Okay. I'm also getting kind of full of like weapons and stuff. Maybe I'm supposed to put another one down here. Maybe. I've got 4 people. Sure, why not? Logistics. Storehouse. We have received reports of a band of raiders. Track their movements. Oh, I'm finally going to get attacked. Well, love to have some option on what level of control you want in each part of the game. I want to build towns in detail, but logistics of distribution. Like you want to hire a manager for that. Yeah, I think the way you solve that is you find the game that gets into that level of it, right? Like Timberborn, for example, does even the same thing. Even though it's one map, there's only so far your beavers will walk in order to do a particular job. And so what you can do is you can set up like separate towns from where their house is to their job, or you could just not care. So... You feel like you've invented CEO Simulator? Well... We're doing it. We're making yarn. So that means the tailor now, hopefully. Oh, what? Oh my goodness. Okay, no, I need linen if I want to make the gambesons. But I don't have linen, I have yarn. Can I make... I'm making yarn. How do I make linen? Use wool to produce yarn and flax to produce linen. Oh, I don't have flax because I don't have any seeds. So what do I do with, oh my goodness, I don't have dye. And I can't afford to not eat my berries. So all of my, oh my goodness. We invested so heavily into sheep so that we could get clothing. And it turns out, oh, that's devastating. It turns out we can't actually even make clothing with it. Ow! Oh, man. Well, that feels bad. All right, so unless you have a tremendous amount of excess berry. I mean, I kind of have some excess berry. Do I dare try and make a dye shop? I think I'll go for it. It'd be nice to have... What is it that I make out of these anyways? I make cloaks? Sure. No, that's a terrible idea. I like literally just had a famine. I can't do that. Well, now I'm kind of bummed. So what do I do with all these sheep? I even put one of my precious points into sheep breeding. Sheesh. No. I'm going to make cloaks. I'll make it work. We can't make clothes out of wool? No. Right? I checked the recipes here. So we have 3 recipes. Linen and dyes, or linen or yarn and dyes. But nothing uses just yarn by itself. Unless there's another thing I haven't imagined here. We got shoes. We got the joiner. The armor and the Fletcher. Yeah. Maybe there's a different type of shoe I can make? Nope. Shoes are just shoes. Alright. Need a bunch of old ladies to start knitting. They've never heard of it. Sorry, my lord. I have all of this yarn and none creativity. Let me guess, no firewood? Ah, devastating. If only there was anywhere in this town to get you firewood. If only. Oh, y'all done? Let's go. Crop growth of 7%. Okay. So now that it's just growing, I believe... I can actually pull most people off of this. What's up, Catcart? Looks like I need a second granary as well. I should probably put it kind of close to the some of the farmhouses that I have. So I could put it here. Is that going to help anybody? So I got my first granary here. It's going to help there. I got all this farmland down on this side. I guess I could put it here. What I'm starting to do is... What I'm starting to find is I'm running into like logistics bottlenecks. So I'm hoping that if I just throw more people at the problem, it'll go away. Oh god, I forgot to turn off plank production. Yeah, I definitely do not need 187 planks. Okay, we good. We good. We good. Everybody chill. There we go. Okay, it's time to start converting berries. There we go. Wait, so this has iron and leather and iron slab, but it doesn't have like all of these logs empty or anything? Oofa. Alright, sure. New family has moved in. Very good. So we don't have a ton of space left, and that's okay. That's kind of by design. I mean, I could start a replanting effort here. It kind of looks like it's doing that itself, though. And we got that last rock. Maybe like the key piece of the arch there, like. Oh, there we go. New clothing stalls finished. Nice. All right. So berries are being turned into dye now. There we go. 7 dyes. All right. Hopefully that means I'm starting to produce cloaks. All right, so everybody's filling in this main market here. I was kind of hoping that they'd go to the closer market. And then these people would stop complaining, but, you know, that's life, eh? Okay. 2 families into this one. Hopefully they help empty out all these plots. Good morning, Mr. Sarkan. Oh, I'm rich again. Wow. That's exciting. You know what? I'm gonna start trying to sell some spears as well. Yeah, they sell better than anything else. 126. I feel like we can get a good... I feel like we can make our money back for that. All right, I want to be exporting spears. I currently have 53. Let's go down to 36. And then what I want to do is I want to continue to make spears, and I'm gonna make another, basically another full army's worth of stuff. I want 36 and 36. Then I should be able to mount equip. I should be able to do a full army's worth of people again when these bandits attack us in 320 days. I made $4. Wow. Did I not buy a dedicated horse for this place? Let me try buying a dedicated horse for this place. Oh, all right. Shoes are a bad price again. Let's just go ahead and not trade that. I'm trying to stay on top of it, you know? Not enough stable space. Build more hitching posts. Otherwise, some livestock may run away. Oh my goodness. So if I want to have a horse here, I need to... Oh, interesting. I need to have an actual hitching post. And it's for horses. Hey, what's up, S-Rab? Good morning, Serge. I'm awake because I just got back from Europe. I hope you had a great trip. What's up, friend? All right, so you can buy a horse here, but if you don't have a hitching post for a horse in another place, your horse will run away. Fascinating. Oh, wow. I have 2 more waiting. What the? Where do I put you? What do you mean you're waiting? Waiting for what? Terrifying. Trip was good. The game's still fun. Seen a lot of hype about it. I haven't really seen... Wait, and saw that you've played quite a bit of it before. This game's great. It's definitely got some, like, early access issues. It has a lot of very interesting mechanics that aren't quite yet fully fleshed out. So, for example, one thing I love is the use of irregular plots. Brilliant. Another thing I love is the market here system. So, like, when you assign a family to gathering berries, you also have somebody else whose job it is to basically go to the farmer's stall and grab it, and then, like, a member of the household will come and grab the food and feed themselves. But then sometimes it's really weird because inexplicably you'll have like a house here that's like, I can never get access to firewood. And you're like, but I have a firewood stall right here. So, all right, hold on. Did the horse make it there? The horse made it there. Amazing. All right. So for trade, that should all be settled. So overall, very hype on this. This game has the potential to be one of my favorite games of all time. in the sort of the vibe of Serge Jaeger games, of medieval city defense meets tower defense meets RTS. This checks off a lot of boxes that makes me extremely happy. All right, so you are still complaining about firewood. So, making a new large storehouse right here, right next to the woodcutter, is still not enough to make this work. I fixed that by building by building roads over each other. Sorry. I fixed that by building roads over each other to the white and brown points beside buildings. Sorry, what do you mean? Sounds hype? Oh, yeah. Also, I just love the look of this. Oh, yeah. If you haven't seen it before either, you can also just walk around your town. Ah, the Lord is here. Hello, peasants. All right, I need to talk to you about how much effort you're putting into this. Good. Some carcasses. Delicious. Delicious carcass.
Step right up and sample.
Oh. Excellent job on that one lettuce.
It was simply a bad batch. These things.
Ooh, this one has berries. Let's go. Good morning, your lordship. Thank you, Max. Your family can spare 1 silver coin of tax this season due to your good manners. All right, I've got 800 of something. So wool and dye are both doing good. All right, we're going to turn most of our berries, which is half of our food, into dye. That makes me a little bit nervous. Let's see how it goes. Maybe I only want one dye producer. So, like, are you making cloaks yet? What's happening over here? Over at the cobbler. Nope, cobbler makes shoes. So you should be making cloaks. Maybe they're being distributed to my people. I don't know. So each house has an entrance. Brown unused, white for used. So is your assumption here that houses are not automatically being connected to the roads? Because, like, this house in particular, right? These are the people that have been complaining about not getting firewood. They are on the road, right? Like, white is white there. And there's no other place I can put a road into it. I don't know. I don't know how that would have fixed the problem for you. It's interesting, though. All right, managed herbs. The herbs are there. That's so funny. So, the forager hut gets the herbs, and instead of going to this granary, they're like, nope. Oh, you're complaining again. All right. So let's try this again. You refuse to get yourself anything. So the suggestion is to go over the road again. All right, I have made a thicker road. Thick roads are the solution to everything. Look, if thick roads are wrong, do we even want to be right? Okay, 36 spears. Once I get to 29 large shields, I'm going to equip another military company and stop making those shields. Oh, it's August, which means it's about time for me to get the families back onto here. Now, an estimated yield of 26. So I knew my fertility in this area was bad, but if I invested an entire season into growing barley and I only get, I mean, that's devastating. The only way to fix is to put more people in the firewood building. So the issue with the firewood building is they keep chopping down trees, right? So I have 641 firewood. And one of the other things that I'm learning here is that these generic stalls in the storehouse, right? Like they can also operate a firewood stall. So you don't need the firewood chopper. You could also have the storehouses doing it. But I don't know. This might be one of these things that we just have to be okay with them being bad at. Yeah. Firewood stall. So they got 602 firewood there. And this stall operated by them has none. So I guess it is what it is, you know? Alright. Let's get ready for the fall harvest, I suppose. 30 yield. That's so bad. You can also destroy single stalls. Oh, I know. I've tried destroying them. I've tried moving them. Sounds like a management problem. Maybe it's time for an uprising. Who do you think is even qualified to lead, if not me, Gunner? You? I've looked back at 3 generations of your family line. Joe? I mean, Joe would do a great job. I mean, we all know Joe would do a great job. Let's be real. Ooh, wow. Nobody wants to buy this. I have tanked the global market supply. Critically oversupplied. Oh, yeah? You ever make so many shoes you collapse the global shoe supply?
Get your daily dose of greens.
Alright, I've made another spear militia. I just need to make one more shield. We're all in on shoes? Well, we can't be. And that's actually interesting. That is one of the things that the developer changed. Basically between the private creator early access and public early access was the introduction of this like trade supply and demand mechanic. Because they found that just being able to massively export one good over and over kind of trivialized the economy. But at the same time, what they wanted to do, they want areas to be able to specialize, because that makes sense. So it's a work in progress. They've been fairly transparent about figuring that out. Currently, in a situation where I only have the money and the resources to have a singular export, it's devastating. It's like really, really, really bad for us. But you never know, right? Like maybe this fixes itself. All right. I want to stop making shields now. Okay, and now what I want to do is I'm just going to sell all spears. I need a surplus of 0 spears. And hopefully at some point the market for shoes turns itself around. Can't believe these peasants are incapable of getting themselves firewood. All right, barley field. 34 yield. the lengths I'm going to try and get my people beer. My rule is ordained by God. What is this heresy? I always had Gunner figured for a heretic. It all makes so much sense now. Yes, my love. That's fine.
Step right up and sample.
Yeah. 1 second, friends.
You'll not find finer wares anywhere else.
Come one, come all. Feast your eyes on our fine selection.
Joe is getting me in for seeing a specialist soon for my poor sore neck. These peasants. So, thank you, Joe, my love. The Manor, thank you for 68 months, friend. Hope you're having an amazing day. All right, I'm gonna grab another. Where are you? Let's try and move this extremely popular firewood stall as well. We're going to put a competing firewood stall. All right, I'm going to put you out of business. These 2 other firewood stalls, I have 18 people complaining about firewood now. Oh my God. That was the one firewood stall. What about you? That was the one firewood stall that was holding the entire town together. You do dry needling therapy for neck and upper back pain. I'm a big fan of Cairo. If you get a good one, I know some people have had some pretty mixed times with that particular one. It has worked for me. All right. Can I get away with some more burgages? My land is completely full. Okay, it's up to 50, thank goodness. No more peasants can move in here. What if I gave them chickens? It looks like we got vegetables pretty sorted. What if I just go here and add more chicken coops? Let's give that a try. I don't want my town to stop growing. All right, so let's increase the density of this slightly. Actually, I think it's fine if it's packed like this, because I think chickens don't need more space. It's just crops that need more space. Yeah, look at that. Look at all the space these 3 chickens have. All right, let's make these a little bit cramped. That's fine. Wait, why is it red? Is it too steep? What are we complaining about? Why are you red? What is your major malfunction? Hello? Okay, so I can do that. I think it is the hill. There's a pretty good there's a pretty good grade there, you know? If I go slightly further down. Okay, I can do that as well. Sure. Let's do that and then oh, I kind of actually love that. That's so janky. Let's try rotating it, though. Yeah, love that. You turned 40 today. What's up, Manalik? First off, happy birthday, friend. Second of all, I'm glad the walking into a back and neck pain talk is deeply on brand is very funny to me. Whoa. Estimated yield 1,481? Yo, that's exactly what I wanted. Oh my God, that's so much. I got good news, chat. Barley's on the menu. Oh my God, I'm so happy. Yes, lots of birthday wishes, please. Man, 40 is such a huge milestone. I see myself getting closer and closer to that, and I just have to kind of be cool with it, you know? Chucky, thank you for the 37. Look at those good birthday vibes. 40. What a milestone, friend. How are you celebrating? Did your part of Canada get snow? You're Canadian, right? You're like Ontario-ish? Did I make this up? Please tell me I didn't make this up.
Step right up and sample.
It's mid-20s and gorgeous? Okay. There was like a foot of snow in Alberta last week, so I don't know. Rage! Thank you for the quarter year, friend. Thank you for the 25. A work area is empty. All right. Okay, if I get like 1,500 from this, that's huge. And I didn't even get a full crop growth. Oh my goodness. Y'all, are you ready to give my people beer? Our people, sorry, our people, comrade. Oh my God, the malt house? So does this fit here? It does. Let's get that going immediately. And then, right next to the malt house, right here, we're going to make a brewery extension.
Don't be shy.
And then, I was like legitimately worried I would never be able to get booze going. This is so big. All right, so where does this get stored? Oh, they have room for 1,200. Oh, that's incredible. Okay. My 40s were better than my 30s, except for my joints because... Oh, this is so big. Wait, hold on. So the estimated yield said it was 1,000, and yet when I look over here, I see 17 barley. So I'm really hoping that, uh-oh. That these numbers aren't just vanishing on me, you know? Next harvest 54 in 300 days. Uh-oh. It might be bad. It might actually be bad. I love that though. Okay, I think the farm grossly overestimated the yields that we were going to get by... So what happens if you lie to your lord by a magnitude of, let's just say ballpark, like 30? What am I supposed to do if my peasants... I mean, maybe it's on me. Maybe I never taught them math. Maybe this is my fault. Maybe I should have invested in schools so they'd have like basic arithmetic. High treason, hang, drawn, and quartered. Now the problem is they don't have the basic math skill in order to quarter somebody, right? I don't want any imperfect science there if we're trying to quarter people. Well, you see, my lord, I ran out of fingers. I didn't know how to keep counting after that point.
Don't be shy, good sirs and ladies.
All right. I got a beautiful total of 60 barley. Is that even worth it? All of that labor and an entire year to give me 60 barley. And I lost so much of the fertility. Wow.
Bring this in, move that there.
So, by the way, if you're wondering why this is so bad, this is my fertility in the region. I have like very little. So that's flax, that's barley. Oh, that's the barley after I grew in there. Oh, that's devastating. Yeah, look at my neighbors. But I can't upgrade to a level 3 town, and I can't afford to import it without beer. So I was like, well, how bad could it be if we just tried to grow it ourselves? The answer appears to be real bad. Another ruler's army was sighted. Huh? Wait, are you... Hello? Are you... Why are you here? Are you about to attack me? No. I don't think we're at war. Peasants? I'm okay, but yes. Yeah.
Pick up the pace.
Somebody explain to me what you're doing in my house.
Orders. Yes, sir. Your orders.
Berries so plump and juicy, you'll want to eat them by the...
Alright, they're having a hard time. I like that they're being extremely respectful to that field, but like... Yeah, you just keep walking. You just keep walking. Where are you even going? Is this like a weird show of force? Alright. Alright, peasants. Get back to the fields, I guess. I'm not here to scrap? I'm really confused. Is it a pathing issue? No, they're just walking right through. I just realized that's an outhouse. Okay. It's so bizarre. Why do I have 212 tools? Oh my goodness, I've been producing tools instead of spears this whole time. What do I even need those tools for? Oh my goodness. I was wondering why I wasn't making any money off of spear exports. Oh, man. How much do hammers sell for? Sheesh. $144 to open that trade route. Oh, my goodness. Wait, are they going to walk right through my field? Well, that's rude. Hey, 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 hey. Unbelievable. All right. All of you get chickens. Chicken for every household. Good morning, Jessica. I'm sure this is completely fine for the field. All right, so that's laying fallow. Has no yield, so I think that means I can just pull everybody out there. They can go work on other stuff, right? What's with the prevalence of bongo emotes these days? I love it, but so many streamers are getting them now. I'm pretty sure I started the trend. Joe from the other room. We were missing out this entire time. True, though. Can only assume that everybody's just copying me, kids. That's all. Bongo Cat's a top 10 meme. I feel like the Bongo Cat meme was actually like a while ago as well, though, right? Another ruler's army was sighted. Tell me more. So the problem with this, oh wait, are they, okay, the problem with this is every time I get that warning, it slows me down as well. Hey, look, they're complaining again. Wow, they don't have any food. Should have thought of that before you became peasants. Bongo Cat was like 4 to 5 years ago, wasn't it? I mean, kind of, yeah. This is going to be a boys that cries wolf situation where I'm just going to keep ignoring this army, and then it's going to be like, your people are under attack. And I'll be like, what do you mean they're under attack? Hold on. Bongo Cat started. Apparently, Know Your Meme says it started May 7th of 2018. 6 years ago. Wow. How am I supposed to feel about that, kids? Hey, good morning, Dalrent. All right. Once the ale starts flowing, it's going to be time for me to be able to start upgrading. Upgrading to tier 3s here. And then what that's going to allow me to do is it's going to allow me to make another, invest another point. And I think what I'm going to do, so we can go full dwarf and we can get armor, but I think what I want to do is I want to get infinite mining. Maybe armor smithing is just cooler though. I don't know. Basic armor into advanced armor. That means I could eventually run out of space for mining, but that's okay, because this territory that I haven't claimed yet has a rich iron deposit. Thank goodness 2018 was just 2 years ago. Oh, all right, I feel way better now, thank you. I don't need to worry about this running out, right? Oh, I don't have a pub. I have no one to serve the ale. All right. Brew faster, please. Is it a 1-to-1? Oh my god, what's the ratio? I cannot keep up with this field. I think Operation My Peasants Need Beer is doomed to fail. I think what I need to do is I need to get over here, stat, and I need to get, I just need to make this place the world's greatest exporter of barley and barley related produce, right? So where would we even start? I think we'd start right here near the food, and we just start on chopping all of this, and then all of this just becomes barley fields, right? All right. So how do I do that? I think I go to construction, I go to residential, I go to admin, and I do a settler camp. 250 bucks. Place it on an empty claimed territory in order to settle it. Grants base supplies and 5 starting families. I want this to be a farming village. Oh, I don't really have enough money to do anything cooler than that. That's fine. All right. So, hey, remember how I said I was going to not worry about making a bunch of food or another town until we got things sorted? I've given up on that. My people demand beer. And until I can get them beer, I feel like I have failed as a lord. All right. So first thing we need is a granary. And then we need a hunter. We just need to get them food, right? We need a berry place, and we need a hunter. Everybody's posting bongos in chat, sweetie. You can hit T to cycle between your towns, by the way. How are we doing for food? We got 8 months food. Most berries being turned into dye. I have -2 to ale. How is... What? All right, who's getting the booze? You know what? Maybe I don't serve anyone in the tavern yet. Maybe we let our booze accumulate. Couple seasons of booze. Then we open it up. Yes. My people are homeless. Very good. Oh, I did just start this. Man, all right. I need to remember, dear Serge, please do not settle a new town as winter is coming. That is typically a very, very, very bad idea.
Why do I have to carry this alone?
Or is it a good motivator to the peasants? You know, when you put it that way.
Time to find a good tree and soften it.
I sent them 2 hides. Oh no, they have already hunted 2 hides. I understand. So for this town, I want to build it primarily away from this really good fertile area. So this is all going to be farmland, right? And then we're going to move down here, and this is all going to be farmland. Actually, let's take a look at... Oof. We could actually get some crop rotation going here. Wow. Yeah, so like this, I think everything off of this road is just going to be wild amounts of farmland. So that means the town is going to stretch in this direction. Okay, I'm fine with that. No unassigned families to gather the ox. All right, that's fair. I'm sorry. How are we doing for wood here? Well, they're doing their best. Oh, interesting. They're taking the logs that were sitting here. and then putting them into the logging camp. Huh. I think I'm going to need... I want to make 6 houses at once. Right. 12 wood. Let's get another chop going real quick. Music makes me feel like I should be watching elves perform some kind of sacred ritual. Really? I don't know. I just get like old-timey, like Ren Fair vibes or something like that from this. I definitely feel like I'm more in a market than expanding the new town, right? So the plan is get to 12 logs and then build all the houses at once and just move people around. Lord, your pantry is full. What? How are we doing over here? 17 ale. One of the things that I like this game doesn't have food spoilage. So I'm super glad that's not a mechanic I have to micromanage. Maybe they add it later. And then everyone gets sad. Alright, I'm actually going to pull the person off of the granary right now. Alright, so let's make medium-sized lots. What's that? That's 5 houses right now. Gave him a graveyard mechanic? I haven't had anyone die. So I don't know. It's a good question. I've had one person die in war and I didn't really have to think about it. Sorry, give me a second here. Sorry, one second here. Hey, good morning, Raven. You hoping they add dragons later? Does this game need an element of fantasy to it? That's an interesting question. We had to deal with a lot of graveyard stuff in Farthest Frontier. Yeah, so we've had a total of... We had one member of our retinue and one of our peasants die in a battle against bandits in a different region. One of the things that the game does have is a corpse pit. But, like, I don't know, maybe I'm gaming out of my mind. I've never had anybody die. Like, I've never had a famine come through and lose people. So I don't know if that's a mechanic we have to deal with. At least from war, we have never had to deal with bodies. The church is also a graveyard.
Come one, come all. Feast your eyes on our finest
I mean, it does say grave digger. I have no idea. The corpse bit's really just for clearing off the dead after war, like presumably I get attacked or something like that? Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question, though. Can we get totally sweet dragons in the future? Inquiring minds want to know. Pardon me for one quick second, friends. I'm going to take a short bio break. I'll be right back. Man, I'm so lucky. I just walked back to my desk and there's a fresh cup of coffee waiting for me. The coffee fairy has visited again. Unbelievable. All right. So, in a weird little bit of, man, the world is weird how it works sometimes. So I've been, there's a little bit of, anybody else seen some flickering in the rain? Sorry. Don't love that. You need coffee? It's good stuff. I'm actually going to restart the game for a second. I see some flickering. Anyways, so I recently moved back. So I'm just looking at the monitor. Was my monitor flickering or was the game flickering? Or my eyes flickering? Everything's fine. So I just recently moved back to Victoria after having to live with my parents for 8 months for reasons. And in that same time as I came back, I recently had my birthday, which is very exciting. But I haven't had either a housewarming nor a birthday party because I've been busy. And so a couple weeks ago, I decided today was going to be my combination housewarming / birthday party. And hilariously, I wasn't going to host it myself. My friend was going to host it. Then what happened? So like I invited a bunch of people, like, hey, we're going to have this party. This is going to be awesome. I haven't seen everybody. Love for it to happen. Then my very sweet parents, including my mom, who just recently, broke her arm. So we're trying to be as accommodating as possible. Message. And they're like, guess what? Good news. We're going to come out. We're going to visit you. We're going to check out our new place. And I was like, that's great, Mom. Thumbs up. Sad. Die. So I send a message to my buddy and I'm like, all right, bad news. My parents have decided to surprise visit me this weekend. I have to cancel the party. Thank you for offering to host. It is what it is. I don't hear anything back. I just got a text. This is the text I was doing before from my buddy being like, hey, so I've got on my calendar that I'm like hosting a party for you tonight. How many people should I expect? What do you want to do for food? What's the plan? And then I'm just like, oh no. Because at this point, I've already like uninvited everybody except for the host, letting everybody know that it's not happening. And yet somehow his cell phone dropped the message. And I just don't have the energy to be like, all right, game on. No. I do not have the energy. I am not in a party mood tonight, y'all. But man, What a weird game of, I don't even know what that is. Telephone? Just like weird game of fate playing with me? Like what is this? What is happening? I'm running out of fuel. I understand that. All right. Have your tree chop. I kind of want that to be down here. So what I want to do is I want to start working at removing as much of this forest as possible for farmland. All right, as soon as this house gets built, this tent is cleared. Once this tent is clear, what I can do is I can move all of the that's what I want to do. Once this tent is gone, I can just build more houses, is what I wanted to say. I don't know where my brain got confused there, though. All right, you're the higher priority of the other things to build. My influence has increased. What does that mean? Fingers crossed, both the parents' time and future double party goes well. Thank you. Oh, there we go. We got our first point here. Now, I want this to be... I'm not going to grab any of these yet. I want this to be the agriculture area. So maybe I do heavy plow? Like, there's going to be so much farming here. So eventually we go this way. Orchards, heavy plow. But in the meantime, what do I do? Do I take extra bees? Maybe I just leave it for now. All right. There we go. Being claimed. They're trying to take the final territory. Chat, are you ready for one more war? Now, unfortunately, I just spent $250 dues to settle this region. But I got time. So this is my home army now, right? My home army is a lot bigger. I can also grab this area for free, which is kind of cool. And I kind of want this area eventually. Oh, it's got a bandit camp too. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let's grab just the retinue. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to grab the retinue. And the retinue is going to boogie all the way into here. It's going to grab this camp. And this camp, ironically, that's not the word I'm looking for. This camp is going to give us the money that we need in order to hire the mercenaries to claim this territory, which is very funny to me. Oh, their army came through, killed the bandits, but they didn't take the camp. Incredible stuff. Hey, what up, the Maricat? Thank you very, very much for 63 months. Appreciate you tremendously. My stocks have been damaged by weather. My supplies. I guess I do have a bunch of stuff that's just sitting out. Trees make this game beautiful. This game's very pretty. All right, we got them hustling. We got them sprinting down here, grabbing this bandit camp. Send this money to me, $400. So that means I should have the ability to fight this now. Next thing, speaking of fighting this, how much money do I have? Can I sell shoes yet? Nope. Shoes are still being hosed. Export. I currently have 67 spears. I currently want a desired surplus of... maybe I'll hit 10? Why are these not selling? Put another worker. Let's put another 2 workers in here. Maybe. Alright, what's wrong? Oh, I don't have a market yet to distribute any of these goods. Maybe that's what they're complaining about. No, you're fine. They're fine. Hey, what's up, Lilith? Thank you very much for using your Prime here, friend. All right, what is my mercenary situation looking like right now? No mercenary. I have none mercenaries this month. Well, that's exciting. All right. No Merc May. I guess no mercenaries want to be hired in the middle of December, right? All right, let's say... Wait, enemies declared. The Battle of Warbrand. Okay, so do they have an army? They do have an army. I need to gather my army. You know what? Sorry, buds. You're actually back in. Oh, I should have maybe saved. I should have maybe saved before war started. Well, if we die, we die. Look, I'm all about those Iron Man playthroughs, you know? Oh, buckets! What is this? You're in my base? Oh, what? What in the world? And I don't have access to any mercenaries. Are you kidding me? That's not cool. What? Why does the computer just get to summon an army in my territory. That's super rude. Super rude. Hold on. I have to do two things. One, I have to make a well. Can't believe I haven't made a well yet. Two, I have to make a market. Three, I have to think about maybe I just die? How to make a market. Trade. Trading post. Livestock trading. Industry. Where is this thing? Marketplace. There it is. Oh, I can't make it there because there's a hitching post. Well, maybe they don't fight me here. Maybe they just walk through my territory. So rude. Are they running right for me? They might be running right for me. Okay, hold on. If that's the case, I need to get ready for this. Where are the rest of them? Okay, back over here. Apologies. Okay, let's try and get that down. All right. Where am I? Okay, so there's their retinue. I think I just die here. I have no idea. Are we scrapping? We scrapping. Okay, so they just get to... Wow. They get to just start in my territory. Cool. Cool. Very cool. Very PogChamp. This is fair. Okay, I need to pull them out.
Yes, sire. Orders. Advance.
Of the woods. I can't be firing into the woods and they get to fire from the woods at me. That's not fair. Are they killing my peasants? That's my next question. The screams aren't good. They appear to be slaughtering my peasants. No. Well, well, well. Isn't this exciting? Yeah, remember? Remember like 5 minutes ago when I was like, man, I've never had anyone die before. These types of games ever play fair with this kind of stuff? I mean, wait. This is my... Where are you going? What? Hello? All right, please fire. I want to protect my archers. Play this delicate game of chess here. So I've lost 5 archers already just in the volleys back and forth. They had, I can't, that number is actually getting smaller every time I try and read it. Does that still say 36? I can't tell. It does. Okay, so my archers are losing to their archers. I'm a little bit worried about trying to run forward because I'm outnumbered. Form a shield wall in advance. They have more people than I do, right? So like they have better armed and more numbers. So what happens if I advance? I think I just die. So what I'm hoping is I'm smarter than they are. Huh? Let's try and spread out a bit here. Do they also have an army in this territory? Where is the war being fought? Oh my god. They have another army as well? I'm dead. I'm dead and I didn't save before it. Oh, that's so frustrating. I didn't feel like I lost because I did anything wrong. I feel like I lost because the computer cheated. Why didn't I save, scum? So question. Can I can't even surrender? Oh no. Surrender. Locked in early access. So what do we do here? What's the plan? That's very funny. Because I'm like, I'm happy to give up this territory. Time to roll it on back. But that's what I'm saying. I don't have a save. I don't want to have to restart the entire day. Can't always get what you want. Yeah. Didn't I save like 20 minutes ago? So the last time I saved... Oh, I guess I did save 20 minutes ago. What did I save that for? Oh, I saved because I wanted to restart the game. Yo! Okay, we're still alive. Okay. All right. All right. Thank you. I thought, for whatever reason, I hadn't saved at all today. Now, the question here is... Do I have my second colony at this point? I imagine with an autosave, I'd already lost it. Okay, so I have this colony too. You know what? All right. It was all an illusion. Hey, guess what, computer? I can also cheat. This game, for me, has ended up in the... I've played it for 5 hours and I'm going to put away until full release. I don't know if I'm going to go super duper deep on this game either, if I'm honest, right? Oh, wait, this is still available. All right, I'm going to wait for the the bandits to get wiped out. I'll claim that camp. Yeah, this game is great. This game has the potential to be one of my favorite games of all time, but it is definitely needs a little bit more time in the oven, you know?
No, it should absolutely be placed over there.
I can't wait to see what they do. Here, for those of you who've been playing this game, I'm curious. What are you looking into doing, right? So, like, the point system is fascinating, the skill tree for all the colonies. I do feel that, I mean, obviously you don't want any colony to be able to max out all of them. But at the same time, I feel like the rate at which you earn them is just way too slow. So, for example, this is our main town. 1, 2, 3. 3 points. With a population of 188. And that's because of the bad fertility here, I've been blocked on my tavern, so I have no level 3 burgages. Which is kind of depressing. Alright, how did I do on this? Am I still making, hold on. Am I still making hammers? And the blacksmith? Okay, I got to spears there already. Just trying to remember everything I had done before the wipe. But yeah, what are things that you'd want to see? You know, video game enjoyers. Hey, good morning, Anime Kitty. Had the same with No Rest for the Wicked. It has potential. That's interesting. I had a buddy who played through No Rest for the Wicked and absolutely loved it. He's like, I played through all the content. Game is great. Game is perfect. So, that one's neat. I guess some people have just different ideas of what they're looking for an early game. I'd like more interaction between towns right now. I haven't gotten to the point yet where I'm really exploring what Town A and Town B do with each other. Am I playing on peaceful? Nope. There's raids and wars. I actually just had to restart Stinky because I got run over. Good morning, Anime Kitty. I picked a fight with the computer and then they cheated. So I went into a war and their main army got to spawn behind my defensive line and walk right into my town and kill me. Which I thought was very cool. But you're not playing Civ, yeah? Well, apparently they took some notes. They're running out of fuel. Yeah, you'll be fine. You got run over your first raid. I didn't think you were going to say double my population. They have mentioned that there's going to be a little bit of a rework around combat. All right. So we can't fight this. They just get to take Waldebrand because I went to try and hire mercenaries and there's no mercenaries available. Apparently they hired all of the mercenaries. Is the only thing I can learn from this, which is just so not fair. All right, go grab that money. Like, maybe if I'd been able to hire mercenaries, I'd have been fine, but sheesh. You figured the first raid was going to be a tutorial? Yeah, apparently not. All right, as soon as this hitching post gets moved, then what I get to do is I get to put the road in. Get that market going. Why can't I find the market? Where is the market? It's not under gathering. Is it under mining? No. Logistics? No. Residential. Wait, did I make him a well yet? No, I don't have a well yet in this. That was something I did after. All right, make a well. Now we make the marketplace. There. Then build a couple more houses here. All right. I think the farming balance needs reworking. Sometimes my guys decide to start overplowing fields in October, even though others need harvest. Oh, interesting. A message. When searching through enemy belongings, it's mine. I got that money. Now I can use that to hire mercenaries. Sometimes they sow right before it snows. Interesting. Huh. Wow, this sucks too. My previous... Okay, I just need to stop working this field. 15%? I got what? What did I get out of that? 44 ale. All right. No. I'm done. No more farmhouse here. If I can't even get the full amount back, I'm done. It's dead to me. You came across the pick it up and put it back bug? Ugh, the worst. That's very funny. All right, we're going to let them take the territory. We're not going to worry about it. Everything is fine. Settlement has not enough supplies. I should have 2 families chopping trees here, right? No, just the one? I need people to build, so... Actually, hold on. I don't need any more... Nah, maybe I do. You'll be fine.
Why do I have to carry this alone?
Farming needs work. I feel like combat definitely needs to work. Like this... And this is something they've acknowledged they're going to be working on, that the AI is a little too aggressive with grabbing everything. I feel like it's one of the weird things, but I really want the logistics to be a little bit more transparent. So in Farthest Frontier, for example, let's pause the game. In Farthest Frontier, for example, nope, don't move in the background. There's a really nice thing where if you have a bunch of houses, right? These are not going to be like clearly painted. If you have a bunch of houses and you go to build a supply building, there's just a giant circle that shows you what the travel radius is for what buildings are going to be supplied and what buildings aren't going to be supplied. And as such, you can be like, oh, I completely understand how this works. What I don't understand in this game currently is how far a household is willing to travel to access a marketplace. So it's like big things, obviously, big things can bother me, right? Like, the computer cheated and killed me and I had to save scum. Whatever. I don't know why that doesn't bug me as much as like this household not being able to get firewood from like right there. That's the part where I'm like, I'm done. Right? Markets always supply the closest house. Apparently not. Because if that's the case, why would a house directly across the street from a market not have access to something, right? Like, how does the actual mechanic of... So, for example, a forager, right? A person making a forager is going to make a market stall. But then it also tells you that if the berries are out, that they're not working. So you're like, okay, so having the market stall doesn't matter. So my brain goes, clearly it's the granary. The granary is the place that has the market stall. So I'll make that work. And then people are complaining about not being supplied. What defines closest? Yeah. I ended up moving my market and it totally screwed your town? Yeah. But yeah, I disagree to say that it always supplies the closest, because I don't want to say anecdotally, like my town has issues. If firewood stocks get low and the house was unlucky, no, I'm Durastrix. I have had a surplus of 600 plus firewood the whole time. There is no surplus issue. Yeah. Where's the firewood? Exactly. That's the problem. Where is the firewood? It's not in the market. And I've got people stocked all over. Is it stuck in the storehouse? I've got 2 maxed out storehouses with people who are supposed to be running firewood stalls. And yet it doesn't get there. Yeah. I don't know. That's the problem. Why is it here and not in my marketplace? That's the problem I'm having here. Like, it doesn't matter how it's supposed to work. The reality is I have firewood and yet my peasants don't. Why don't they have firewood? Hello, early access, for sure. The storehouse agents aren't moving firewood to the market. You have also identified the problem. Very good. Am I secretly hoarding all of it? Hey. Have a storehouse that can only store firewood. Maybe that'll fix it. I don't know. You started making mini markets. That's interesting. I've been trying to do something similar as well. Like, I've got this one here. And then similarly, I've got a market here and a market here. And I've been manually moving stalls down. And then something that was really frustrating was these stalls started getting abandoned. And I was like, what? So it is what it is. The other issue with the mini markets is aesthetically they don't look good, which is very important to me. If it doesn't look good, why bother? All right, I got a well. This town should be fine now. The next thing I need to do is I need to make a storehouse for the new place. Let's do that. And let's get a road going this way into the woods. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It'll fix itself or it won't. Game is sweet. Game will only get better. But yeah, when we talk about big picture fixes, that's what I want to say. If I can't nail my logistics, if I can't look at something, understand the problem and come up with a solution, that's when I get frustrated. You're like a big picture thing. You're like, sure. The AI had more money than me and I lost this war. Whatever. They can look good if they go next to their own, you place a row. Sure, but what do you do after? How do you place houses behind it, right? That's the issue I have. So, for example, I love this idea here of the town of I have my main road, right? This is where I have my tier 2s, and I've got my tavern, I've got my market, and then, you know, I want my farmhouses further away from the center of my town. But then if these start to get further away, how do they reach the market, right? Anyways. I digress. I think also the best for a town is to make a square in the middle with the marketplace and the storehouse and the food and make houses around it. So I was watching, that's how I designed my first town. And then I was watching city planners plays who, in general, big fan of, smart guy, literal professional city planner. And he started making the granary, however you pronounce it, closer to the food camps, right? Because they have a maximum storage capacity. And I was like, oh, that's kind of smart. Right? Because then they work and these get empty faster and then the food market handles logistics. So I started trying to do that. Wait, tithe paid, 39 food given away. I'm going to stop tithing the church because I don't actually need influence. %of my food given away. Devastating. The food supply tip is also messed up. The tooltip says that each burgage eats 1 food a month, but it seems more like each family. A burgage is a family. I actually don't know if it scales. Have I ever played Pharaoh? No. No, one of the OGs? I have not. No, currently my favorite game in this genre right now is Farthest Frontier. God, I love that game. And also that game has some massive problems. A burgage can have up to 3 families? Can it? I thought it could only have 2 families. 2 households. Looks like you can only have 2 houses on it. A level 3 burgage is large enough to have 3 families. Oh, interesting. So you can, if you upgrade a plot again, you can put more people on it. Level 3 burgage plots generates 2 gold, or regional wealth, per family per month. Required to rise the settlement level, adds living space for 1 extra family, and 2 families for plots with living expansion. Interesting. Oh, you can have up to 3 families on it. That's kind of cool. So where are we seeing that before? Every burgage plot consumes 1 food and 1 firewood per month. Okay, so this town currently has 63 occupied burgages. So it should go through 63 food per month. So 300 divided by 63 is 5. 5 months worth of food. It says I have 7 months worth of food. You're right. Maybe that math is a little bit off. I don't know. That's kind of funny. Remember playing Pharaoh? Yet I don't remember anything about it. They did a big re-release of Pharaoh. I want to say like in the last 2 years or something like that. A remaster, rather, not like a re-release or something like that. So it's kind of an interesting time to get back into it. I think I just leave this town for a bit until a couple new people move into it. I don't think there's anything much I want to do here. I guess I get some chickens going for some food variety. So my main goal here is to try and eventually get this tavern operational. God, I have so much iron. 120 shoes. Oh my God. Shoes. So now what I can do, the malt house, I'm not making malt anymore. I can lay those people off. Can I sell shoes again? Nope. Price is still bad. Okay, that sucks. I have so many shoes! The remake's very good, very faithful, would recommend. Interesting. Ben has been playing some of the old city builders recently, and I can't remember what game he's playing. But one of the things kind of cracked me up was I think he might be playing the Caesar games or something like that. But he ran into one of the old weird quirks where the it's like the logistics people massively overvalue moving wheat over anything else, to the point like massive parts of the entire city were starving to death because like one wheat would be generated, they drop everything and go and grab it and then bring it back, and you'd be like, what is happening here? And I don't know, there's something charming about like old weird quirks in games like that. Treasury change registered, $49 reduce. Okay.
Carry this alone.
Yeah. I don't know. I still feel like I'm trying to chase the magic of like old games in this genre. I think we keep talking about Stronghold 2. Is that the one? Oh, hey, there we go. Got a new household. Amazing. Farthest Frontier devs had an interview where they're contesting the idea of Manor being a solo dev project. Just a tired sigh. I don't know. There was, I don't even know if this was about Manor Lords, but there was another like solo dev thing that they talked about, which was they're like, hey, did you make all the assets yourself? Are you using a game engine? Are you really a solo dev in that case? And you're like, why is that the gripe? I don't know. I don't know if necessarily the success of Manor Lords is because of the solo dev narrative, right? Just make a better game. I don't know. Doesn't two people need to show up? What do you mean, this by master? Life's too short to be competitive that way? Yeah, kind of. That's sort of what I'm thinking too, right? Like, what is the basis of this, like, of this competition? Sure, I guess? I don't know. So I'm at an interesting point right now where I feel like I can't really advance in either direction. Unless I start selling raw iron, but I really don't want to. Oh, I'm out of planks. How did that happen? What did the planks get turned into? Oh, use wood too. Interesting. Okay. Sure. We all work on the shoulders of giants. Yeah. So like there's some places for critique. Like you want to celebrate people for the accomplishments that they make, and you want to, if you're making that claim, you want it to be valid. So that was a lot of the like conversation around Dredge being nominated for Indie Game of the Year or something like that. What was it, that one, or was it Dave the Diver? One of the two. You're like, this is hardly an indie game when you look at, yeah. You're like, sure, right? But it's not as if Farthest Frontier is competing with this game in that category. I don't know. I don't feel like Manor Lords is as exciting as it is because it was a solo dev for X number of years. It was a PC Gamer article from yesterday. I thought it'd be interesting to people here. I suppose. I don't know. I'm also just so tired. With a lot of just like gamer discourse. Everyone's so angry all the time. Why are you so angry? It's only a game, you know? All right. I'm going to do it. I'm just going to start importing ale. My people need booze, and I can't keep up. So, what we're going to do is We're gonna look at the costs here. Barley could cost me $12 to import. I could spend a point once we get there to get it down to 2. But if I do that, then I lose my ability to become dwarven. In that I wanted to focus on metal stuff. But if I don't give them booze, I will never succeed as a Manor Lord. Or I could import ale directly at 18. I save 50% if I make it myself. All right, we're going to buy this. We're going to establish a trade route. We're going to import, and I want to say, give me 10 at all times. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-employ the malt house. I got to get that booze. I got to get that booze. Then, once we have acquired 100 ale, we open the tavern. And we immediately start upgrading our town once the booze starts flowing. This is our path to prosperity, chat. Yes, apparently you have access to no food. Not a single food in this entire city. Says the teetotaler. Look, Anime Kitty, I don't know what to tell you. I just know what the people want, and the people want booze. Oh, I'm being attacked in 72 days, by the way, if you're at all curious. All right. Hey, so we just got another unassigned here. Great. So that means I need 2 things. I need clothing, which we're going to get through leather from our hunting camp. So I should get a leather worker. And then we need a church. So I need 2 things here. I need the log chop chop. And I need the leather chop chop. My pantry is full. Is it? Do that, we're consuming media, we're losing a lot of the fun, middle-of-the-road games, movies, etc. Either something is AAA, it needs to suit everyone and be a $100 million project, or it's a mega niche and caters to a small market. What about alternate plan? There's too many games. I don't know, man. Like, you look back to... Yeah, we're just, like, constantly flooded by games. There's just too many games. You're just constantly flooded by video games. Which makes it very hard to ever get excited by a title coming out. And then, like, you instantly forget about it. So maybe people are trying to whip up anything to stay relevant. Because, like, how toxic are the articles of, like, this popular MMO has lost 95 of its players in 2 months. And you're like, sure, that's because they beat the game. I don't know. Like, maybe that's okay. It's reached the point where if I'm really enjoying a game, I start to dread when the next game I'm supposed to be excited for gets near. Yeah. I don't know. I don't, yeah, that's, I don't know. I have a question. After you expand the full map, what next? I mean, it's an early access game. You've won. Congratulations. Okay, we got rye. We're turning the rye into malt. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Wait, where are you? Hey, Yandolf. What's up, my lord? Thank you for the 56. T and Troll OG, thank you very much for the 48. Ooh, enjoy the new bean. Indeed. Okay, let's get 2 people over there. The X is already a dead game. Narrative needs to die, right? Yeah. It's like how there's too many magic sets back to back. Product fatigue. Wait, barley to malt? Sorry. Oh my god, am I buying rye? No, did I? Oh my God. Did I buy the wrong thing? Oh, buckets, y'all. Oh, that's devastating. I bought rye? I'm so sad right now. You have no idea. Joe says, don't be sad about rye. I bought ice cream. And you know what, sweetie? I appreciate that. I do feel better. Thank you, my love. Can't be sad. We've got ice cream. Okay, I can't export spears anymore. All right, pause the spear production.
Anywhere else tries and I'll buy some.
Pause the plank production. You're perpetually like 2 games behind your friends. They always play whatever comes out like that day. By the time I get there, they've all moved on. It's tough, right? It's tough when you're like, I want to play the game with my friends. And you feel like you're like always an entire game cycle behind, you know? Where do I want my... You know, let's go with a diagonal tavern in this town. Tavern is the wrong word. Let's go with a diagonal church in this town. Right across from the market. Wait, is that where my good... Well, that's where the good crops are. Okay. New plan. I'm going to put it right here. This town doesn't have to be big. It just has to... Oh, it just has to farm. Right, and I needed leather as well. That'll come later. Ah, it can come now. I wonder if the game market will get oversaturated like the housing market. The housing market's oversaturated? Is that why none of my friends can afford to buy homes? Hold on. What? Time out. Huh? Yeah. Wouldn't that mean homes are cheaper? Hey, what's up, Chronicler? Thank you for the 33, friend. Man, this is such a... Having conversations, like heavy, meaningful conversations, while playing a video game is so funny. Because it'll be like, here's some really interesting insight on the state of the human affairs. Ooh, look, bushes, or whatever. People are building houses that no one lives in. There's like negative occupancy availability where I live. I mean, I guess that could be true in some places. Is this an American problem? Maybe? I don't know. I feel like where I'm at, there's just a tremendous supply shortage. It's more of a problem in like sprawl areas like suburbs. Interesting. All right. How's our new community doing? They got food. They got firewood. Amazing. I am actually full on houses here. So if I want more people to move in, I need to make more space. And I want to respect the barley fertility. Ooh, there's actually really good there. Okay. This is where we want our people to live, in this big patch of yellow. So let's go like this. That's a woodcutter's lodge. All right, let's move you to like the end of the road here. I know BC just passed laws essentially cutting Airbnb off at the knees, that sort of thing. Yeah, one of the frustrating parts about that is like stocks damaged by weather. That's fine. Is like a bunch of the houses that they made. Oh my god, my regional wealth. A bunch of the houses they made, like if they make a bunch of micro condos, it doesn't matter how cheap those are. If like, who wants to live in a 300 square foot speculation property, right? So there's going to be a little bit of an adjustment. I love that they made it illegal, by the way. All right. I have 66 ale. It's time to open the doors, chat. It's time to open the doors. We'll let the booze flow. Because as soon as I can get a couple of tier 3 houses, everything changes. So maybe you're misremembering, and I apologize, but I can almost swear that I distinctly remember both Wiggins and people in Victoria complaining about houses get built and get purchased by people who just sit on them to try and turn them into renting properties and refuse to let anyone live in them. Am I wrong? I don't think that's... Hold on. Sorry. Before we get more into property stuff, I need to try and upgrade a bunch of these to level 3 as soon as I get the chance here. Oh, I don't have the money. Oh my god, I don't have the money to upgrade the houses. This is devastating. It's complicated. I don't think that's the entirety of the problem, right? I think when a brand new condo building goes in downtown and every single unit in it is like very specifically micro units, like basically being created to aim at being turned into Airbnbs. And so like it doesn't actually meet any supply because it was never intended to meet supply. Yeah. That's the Airbnb problem or the investment portfolio problem. But yeah, that's not all of it too. Cost of construction is just outrageous. So like, I don't know how you solve that. Inflated value of homes, speculation purposes, landlords, corpse buy single family homes and rent them at double what the mortgage would be, supply and demand reductions. Yep. Yeah. All of that. Oh, I'm being attacked in 9 days. Oh, buckets. That's fine. I'll wait for the bandits to show up. All right. Let's navigate this particular tricky portion of the video game. And then we'll get back into interesting conversations. So one of my favorite things to do when I'm on big old road trips is to listen to CBC radio. Just local news radio. It's good stuff, right? A little bit of good investigative journalism. And there was this great radio thing where they were talking to like actual urban planners, city planners for Toronto, Calgary, and Vancouver, which if you don't know anything about Calgary, Toronto and Vancouver are two of the most populated cities in Canada. I think they are number 1 and number 2. Close. Top 5, either way. And then Calgary is in the middle of the prairies, so it's got the ability to sort of spread in every direction. But they recently had an issue where, especially after the pandemic, huge amounts of like large downtown office buildings were abandoned. And so they started this new initiative of turning office buildings into residential buildings, which is an interesting challenge, an interesting solution because, of course, like, oh, hold on. Oh my God, those are so cute. Because, like, there's not enough water. Plumbing's the main thing, right? Like, an office might have a kitchen, but there isn't enough plumbing for every single place to have plumbing piped in for a kitchen and a bathroom for all of them, right? So you're like, well, that's kind of neat. What do you do? How do you solve that? All right, hold on. The enemy has been spotted. I just started that really neat conversation topic, and now I have to fight. So give me a second here. So the enemies are there. Let's hire I have no idea how big this is going to be. Let's hire... No mercenaries? What do you mean no mercenaries? Why do I have no mercenaries again, chat? Oh, this is terrible news. This is unfair, actually.
Yes, sire. Yes, sire.
Brigands have arrived. I mean, save. It's too late. I should have saved before that started. Look, war is happening whether I like it or not. All right, give me a second. Here, step 1, war. And then step 2, we'll get back to the conversation of like real estate.
My liege. Yes, sire. Men, your orders. Move quickly.
Why are no mercenaries ever available?
Yes, sire.
All right, so this is my retinue.
Yes, sire. Your orders, sire. Men.
All right, where have all the bandits gone? Okay, the brigands are in there. I think I outnumber them because it looked like it was a bunch of different brigand companies of about 18. Wait, are they walking towards something else? Maybe? All right, I need y'all to hustle.
Your orders. Advance.
All right, so there's some brigands there.
Run, sire. Forward, men. Yes, sire.
A hand for the monk old rat. He spat it in my face.
Hello? Bandits? They're hiding in the woods like cowards. Recently discovered the Manor's walls are good. Interesting. I've been reading some articles online that especially the towers don't do anything yet, and while the walls are fine, they maybe don't make sense. A lot of guides point to just being like, don't bother with walls or anything yet, because you can't build them outside of your manor. Like, you can't just build walls around your town. So... So one of the strategies we're going to have to employ here is our archers are going to have to try and get to the side. Okay, they are... coming straight for my archers. Maybe you should fire some more arrows. Are you fighting? What's happening here? Oh my god, they got into close combat with me and they're kind of wrecking me. Hey, bodies! That's exciting. So the goal here is to try and get from behind. So I had 36, 8, 36, and 36. Oh, I'm losing some people now. There. This is more losses than I was hoping for. Losing 2 members of the retinue is kind of devastating. They're so expensive. Destroy a squad of brigands with a squad of militia. Destroy a squad of brigands with a squad of militia in a non-battle game mode. So I need 5 bows. Yeah, what do I do about this? So I guess we find out if I have gravediggers or not. And then the other thing I need to do is I guess I need to make the weird body pit. That's a sentence I just said. Sure, we'll put it right next to the berries. Don't read into it too much. The developer's been begging people not to try and use manor walls as castle walls when it became a thing that people were starting to do. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of exactly what I was thinking too, right? Like, as it stands right now, this is supposed to be a little fort. It's not supposed to wall off your whole base. Like, this feature is not developed yet. The walls, and especially the towers. Hey, we won a war! Isn't that exciting? Theoretically, walls can help funnel enemies. Walls, the way I like to think of it right now, the walls haven't really been implemented yet. Hey, look, they're still complaining about firewood. So, oh, there we have it. All right, I wasn't sure. Chat was mentioning that, like, that your church can act as a funeral place, and you're absolutely correct. So what I need to do now is I need 7 more shields. I need 7 more shields, and then I need my bows back as well. So let's unpause the Fletcher. Let's get down here to the tree chop, get the saw pit going. And I think we're at the point now where I probably want to plant some foresters. There we go. There's also no way to remove walls yet, so if you place them, you're stuck. I believe that with the manor currently, anytime you try and move it, you kind of have to rebuild everything. So, maybe yes and maybe no. Oh my god. So I was really worried that I wouldn't be able to sustain my people off of having no farm. But, like, look at that. 800 vegetables off of all of these burgage plots. That's so cool. That's very promising. So now I can happily turn berries into dye. And that should be getting me more cloaks. I have 163 shoes. Good lord. Can I sell them yet? Finally! Let me export these shoes. And yet somehow I don't have any cloaks. All right, let's go back to the customize retinue. And let's get up to 10. So I need to hire 4 people. There we go. Bodies in need of burial, 43. Villagers required to be buried at the hallowed ground of the church, while raiders may be dumped into the corpse pit. Gross. Welp. Alright, how are we doing in town number 2 here, by the way? Kind of lost track. So I've got a tannery. Does that mean I can start upgrading some people here? Sure does. Start getting some money over here. Oh, we got logs. All right. How does this number keep going up? You know what? Let's get a couple more families on this, shall we? One thing I'm a little bit disappointed in is I don't get to like loot the bodies. Does that make sense? Do you think you should be able to keep the armor and weapons of the people who you defeat in your territory? If like gear is going to be such a massive part of like arming your troops, I think it'd be kind of cool if you'd be like, hey, guess what? The, you know, buddy showed up and raided your lands and now you're rich. Okay, I need to stop importing here. I need to stockpile some more money so I can upgrade a couple more houses. I'm bleeding myself out on all of this barley. All right, you know what we're going to do? We're going to close the tavern. We're going to close the tavern. So here's the issue. I'm importing rye. I need beer in order to get to level 3 burgages, and I can't quite afford to do it because I need $25. So I need wild. I need money to import so I can get there, but I also need money to upgrade the houses. And I couldn't quite get a third house. Like they still have tavern access, but I don't have the money to upgrade it yet, which is devastating. I also need roof tiles. So maybe I get really lucky and tax season pops by and I can upgrade a house before they realize I've shut down the tavern. Because then I get one more point and I can upgrade and lower the import taxes and I can actually afford to import booze. I know D&D popularized the idea that armor was one size fit all, but historically that stuff was custom fit. The weapons might be useful. That's interesting. But like bows and spears and stuff, that's what I'm talking about, you know? Oh, they've realized they're not being supplied by a tavern anymore. Boo. I don't know, daggers? Oh, there we go. That all got put away. Let's go. Yeah, I think the daggers would be cool. The war bows, shields, spears, you know? Maybe not the armor. But like with enough people in our village, there's got to be somebody who would fit. I don't know. All right, give me one quick second, friends. I'm going to take a short bio break. I'll be right back.
heavier than it looks.
Hello. Did I leave the game running this whole time when I walked away? Whoa, I've got 450 bucks? How did that happen? All right. Okay, so reopen the tavern. Reopen the tavern. I just need one more of these. One more of these to be upgradable to level 3. Chair was running things while I was gone. Well played, Chair. Well played. Soon as that gets checked off, we're in business. Provided that I don't run out of ale before that happens. Yes, okay, upgrade. Upgrade. It costs like 25 each. I want to make this whole main street upgraded. Okay, I'm out of wooden planks. That's fine. That's huge. All right, because as soon as that gets done, well, then the whole game changes.
Come one, come all. Feast your eyes on our fine station. You'll not find finer ways anywhere else.
Oh, there we go. All right, so now that I have this third plot that's done, everything should change. Another thing that's kind of unfortunate is I only have 31 roof tiles because this zone, this was a really hard starting one, apparently. This one only had like 60 clay or something like that. Oh, everyone's complaining. What are y'all complaining about? Well, you can't complain about anything. You're not built. Man, my pantries, they're so full. Wow. Hey, there it is. All right, I got another development point, and for that development point... Oh, no. Shoot, what I wanted to do is I wanted to save myself by putting it into the trade logistics to make it cheaper, and I don't actually think I can afford that. No!
Come one, come all.
Oh, this is terrible news. Well, buckets. My whole plan is in shambles. On the plus side, though, look at how cute this is. Look at that, eh? Hold on. Ah, my town! My people. All right. Huh? Oh, I love this view. Things might be in shambles. I might be building this town on debt. This might be unsustainable. However, it sure does look cute, eh? I'm nothing if not full of hubris. Thank you. Thank you for noticing. So, what do I do? The whole thing I wanted to do in this town let's talk about points that I feel have gotten us nowhere. What I wanted to do with this town was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What I've had to do to survive is sheep breeding, which has been a disaster. I don't have a single cloak. I thought sheep were going to be sweet. Oh, I have 3 cloaks now. The sheep have been just very disappointing. Oh, it looks like I have excess war bows and such now. All right, let's pause the Fletcher. Let's pause the Joiner. Because my army has been restocked. Sheep are bad. Exactly. What do I do? I needed this to import booze, but I don't have 2 points. And then if I do that, I'm no step closer to my my dwarven dream. Sheep breeding is so disappointing. Do I sell them? How many sheep do I have? I got 9 sheep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, yeah. It's like, that looks like more than 9, but it was in fact just 9. I don't know what to do, y'all. Oh, I could sell vegetables. That's a way to start making some money. If you were me, what would you do here? Help me out, chat. I feel like there's what I wanted to do, which was become the world's greatest blacksmith town. And what I've been forced to do, which is buy alcohol. And there's a pretty big gulf between what I want to do and what I feel like I have to do. And I don't know how to proceed. What does one do? I'm already too many perks deep to just be a blacksmith. How many perk points can you get, though? Like, where do you max out? Is there a theoretical upper limit? Like 5? Well, that sucks. Okay, all right. So yeah, it feels like maybe your starter town has to be kind of a generalist. The trade perk is real good. Oh my goodness. Yeah, like these 2 perks are absurd, right? Foreign supplier feels bad. Our other town is going to be all in on farming. So they're going to be like heavy plow. It's kind of frustrating that you have to go through orchards to get access to irrigation. Or maybe I don't care about those actually. Heavy plow into bakeries or something. Yeah. Yeah, let's just go this way. I did a full blacksmith run. It became a nightmare, like 300 town that can't feed itself. That's literally where I'm at right now. I'm at a nightmare 200 town that can't feed itself. All right, we're going trade. We're going trade. We're setting up a trading post, and we are going to start selling vegetables, which I believe are just starting to rot. So let's buy this. Let's export, and let's say I want a desired surplus of 600. 600 is a lot of food. 500. So maybe what I do here, provided we ever get strong enough to take this territory back. I actually don't even know how do you claim a territory? Claim with influence. Oh, 2,000. Interesting. Yeah, we keep going over here. We try and turn this into a peaceful little farming community once we get some more people going. You have 60 sheep and you're selling like a dozen or so every trading cycle. That's kind of strong. You can send backpackers to carry food between towns. How do you trade between towns? That I don't know. That's one of the big questions I've had this whole game. Pack building. Under logistics. Pack station. Use this building to set up a barter connection, allowing you to send and receive goods between this and another region in your command. Oh, interesting. Very interesting.
Meat. Get your meat here.
It's not even that big. Requires that they trade goods of equal value? Bruh. What? That doesn't even make sense. You're the Lord. Whatever. I'll learn this. We'll learn this together. So now we go over here. But that sucks. What do you mean equal value? I'm the Lord. I decide what's value. You only need one in one town? We'll figure it out. I'll get there. Exploring a new mechanic for the first time. Glad this is an early access game. We can say, but that sucks. And then maybe they change it. Yeah, no kidding. All right. So food stalls, that's all fine. Okay. Level 3 brewery here. I'm almost out of ale. So hold on. Okay, I'm rich now. Let's try and go back to Operation Keep Importing Barley. And let's see if this just absolutely devastates my economy. My shoes. Oh, God. $1 per shoe? That's awful. I really don't want to ever sell raw resources. I really want to focus on keeping those. Export tools? Maybe now. Maybe now I can. I made a bunch by mistake, but... yeah, now that it's only like $500 dues to... or $25 dues to ship them out. Maybe that's fine. Under commodities, I do have 217. I think they sell for 6, whatever. Let's keep... what are tools even used for, chat? Because I'm not making them. Presumably, some of your jobs need to have tools to do something. But, like, there's no tooltip on a specific work area that says it uses a tool or not. They don't even have a use as of yet. That makes more sense. It sounds like the sort of thing it's the game says it needs or thinks it needs, but doesn't actually use yet. That makes a lot of sense. You've seen them disappear? I've only seen them disappear when raiders steal them. Raiders? What are you complaining about? Oh, no access to firewood. No kidding. Wow. That's so wild. Tell me more about that. Yeah, another game with raiders kind of cracks me up, Anime Kitty. Same thing. When you're playing Farthest Frontier, anytime like bandits would show up, hello, raiders. Wonder if the firewood issue stems from a family not taking time to refill their house at the market. Your guess is as good as mine. So, like, this town seems to be developing fine without... This town seems to be developing fine without using any policy points. Maybe I was a little bit too eager to spend them here, which is causing issues. Hey, what's up, Mahal? Thank you for the 65. Thank you, friend. My pantry is full. I wonder if I can put more people working these. All right, I said I wanted people to start planting trees, so let's see how this works. I kind of wish there was a way to make the... area larger that they work. Like, the replanting area here is so tiny. Maybe that's fine. There is. Oh, well. That's huge. Thank you. Nice. Let's do the same thing on both sides then, eh? Oh, thank you for that brownie point, Anime Kitty. Yep, well deserved for sure. My pantry is full. My pantry is full. That's a game changer right there. Yeah. All right, how's this town doing? We're up to 12 families now, which is huge. Why is this not built yet? I guess I have too much construction queued up simultaneously here. I feel like we're almost at the point where we could start building now. Aha, the pack station. So, send, receive, barter, partner. Oh. So, I send you vegetables. You send me meat. So I would disagree. Previously, there was the saying that you don't need too much for this. It feels like you need a lot of these, actually. One pack station only seems to be good for a one-to-one trade of one barter for one town. So if you want to make that sort of a permanent thing going forward, doesn't it feel like you'll need like 30 of these later on? This is my first time building this building, so maybe there's something I'm missing. Oh, I'm actually kind of rich here. The multiplier is the value. So how do I receive meat and metal and wood and something else, though? That's what I'm saying, right? I mean, I understand how a multiplier value goes, but how do I do multiple trades? For that, you need more. Yeah. That's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah, so the idea that you only need one of them in one town is incorrect. I can see as you get to a late game, the way the game is currently set up, you need like 40 of these. Weird. So yeah, what we would do then is we would make our iron here, and then we'd smelt it because we've got that set up, and then we'd have like the blacksmith town in here or something, and then we'd have to then ship the like completed products back. Weird. Interesting. That's fine. Hey, what's up, Daisy? Thank you very much for using your Prime here. Congrats. Enjoy the brand new Diamond Bean. Huge milestone. The 2 years. The 2 years is right. I feel like I can sympathize with James a lot more now. I sometimes gave James a hard time when he's streaming. He's like, "Hey, sorry," and like has to respond to his phone because I'm getting a lot of that today. It's been great to be here and enjoy the content. That's very sweet. Thank you so much, friend. So I have 4 families unassigned building here. Why does it feel like everything's taking so long to get built? You've got 15 out of the 10 planks that you need for this to be finished. Anything you need us to do? No, this is all stuff I can't talk about. This is all private, behind the scenes, cool work thingies. You know how they be. I feel like this might be broken. I feel like I might have broken this. Oh, wait. Nope. One's finished. Okay, good. Good. All right. Congratulations. I'm going to get you to make us shoes. Oh, my God. No, we're getting there. All right, let's get a second oxen to help with construction here. My pantry is full at the hunting camp. So that's literally why I put the large granary right here. Look, I can fit more people now. Okay. Now we're cooking. It's gotta be the shoes. Quoting the Adam channel there, 17 months of food. Wow. I think starting to sell these vegetables is a good call. So I have that set to import. I have vegetables set to export. Man, I just cannot keep up. Maybe what I'm supposed to do here is I'm supposed to upgrade this and get a second horse. What's the issue here? What are you complaining about? Unassigned families needed for work construction. Oh! Would you look at that? I worked so aggressively to assign people to the granaries that I forgot that I actually need families to build stuff. Okay. I got room for 3 people to move in. Hey, it looks like we may have found a... Wait, no. Malts? I'm out of ale. I'm at negative ale. All right. Looks like I need to up the amount of barley that we're importing. No, the barley's fine. Am I no longer making it? Oh, no. No, I have people working at the malt house. Weird. Hmm.
Cheating him? Never.
Exposed stocks are getting soaked. So I have so much food that it's being wasted here. I can't sell it fast enough, which is very interesting. I don't know why that is. Mystery. Oh. Y'all done there? How we doing? So I've got rye and I got tools here. So what I don't have is the hundreds of vegetables that I want to be selling. Oh, okay. No, it's working. Barley's coming in. Carrots are getting moved around. All right. I feel a little bit more confident about that now. My approval's going down because you have no food. Looks at 1,100 food. Looks at family complaining that they have no food. I don't know what to tell you, friends. Feels like this is not on me.
Come one, come all. Feast your eyes on our fine selection.
Maybe my market is too far? I made some bank there. All right. So who are you? You're just a random traveling person. Okay. Let's add another horse here and see if we can't speed this up. My shoes are still worth nothing. My spears are doing okay. City Skylines 2 just crashed in the middle of making stuff. You can zoom in on a trader for a specific good to see where they are. Well, the issue is not the trader. I don't care about the trader. What I care about is the fact that I don't have... Like, I want almost 500 vegetables to be stored in this building so that by the time somebody shows up, it's ready to sell. And instead, I have 10. This feels like another one of these logistics things where it's really cool that I can set limits to try and, like, buy and sell stuff. But they're not putting me in a position where I can do a great job of actually selling everything. Let's talk about City Skylines 2 for a second. I don't know if you saw the large announcement from it's Paradox and Colossal Order, I believe, are the developer and the publisher respectively. They've made a giant about face, or they're just like, all right, look, we realize the game is in a rough position. We apologize. Here's what we're going to do. And there's like this just massive focus now on ensuring that the game is as good as it can be. And I'm kind of hype about that. They're like, we're going to refund everybody who bought the DLC. We're going to... They look like they're like very, very, very seriously going to be like, okay, wrong order. What? Sure. Close enough. It was close enough. All right. Colossal Order is the developer. The main point being they want to try and fix this. All right. Can I undo the snapped road? I want to make this slightly longer. Yeah. full refund for the DLC. The DLC is going to be included basically for free for everybody. I like it. It's a step in the right direction. Because a lot of people are like pretty bummed out about the state of that game right now. You know what I'm going to do actually? I'm going to move this. I'm going to move this stable to here. So I can make the building look better. I hadn't even realized City Skylines 2 had a DLC. It did flop so hard. Yeah, it was called the Beach Update or something like that. City Skyline 2, it's not as good as City Skyline was at the end, but it's probably as good as City Skylines was after the first or second DLC. Many others say the same thing and forgot how bad it was at the very beginning without its mods. City Skyline 1 launched with mod support though? Yeah. I think the issue is, and maybe this is the same thing that like the Sims fans go through every time a new game comes out, is the question is just like, why are there things that we've come to love not included? And like the basic state of our game. I'm going to go with 4 lots here. And I want these all to have chickens, by the way. Honestly, the biggest issue is the sheer amount of bugs. Well, not just the sheer amount of bugs. I didn't hit that many bugs. It was just like there were features that we came to rely on in the first City Skylines that just aren't included in the second one. Like the ability to click on a person and see where they're going to plan routes. Just like, what? why isn't that there? That's the sort of stuff that's like more baffling to me. I think I need another stable over here. I feel like I just don't have enough logistics and hitching posts. Let's get some more moo-moos. There is one big game-breaking bug though. The ever-increasing land value bug. That one feels bad. That one feels very bad. The longer you play, the more bugs crop up, and the simulation just kind of falls apart. I think there's one bug for that one. But yeah, it's tough. I'm pretty in love with City Skylines and heartbroken that I can't just play it. I was ready to go back and do like start a brand new playthrough and hang out and check it out. And then I got one playthrough in and I just couldn't make a grid. Like the way the cells are trying to snap to the road, it's just like, nope, I'm done. I set it aside. Looking at the non-standard plot sizes in this game, I'm just like, oh, please. Can we talk about how cute these houses are? Also, how are we doing over here? 13. Looks like I need to make some more burgages. All right, I got some money there. Which means I can probably get some more chickens. City Skylines 2 is your most anticipated game of the decade. This right here has downtown Banff vibes. I mean, the road isn't wide enough. The most disappointing part of downtown Banff is the like 6-lane road going right down the center of it. But yeah, no, I got you. Oh, look at this. Yo, look at how full this market is. That's cute as heck. The most disappointing part is the prices. Ah, it's a tourist town. I don't know. As somebody who grew up basically in the mountains. Yeah. Hey, have a good one, Electric Claire.
Fresh meat. Get your fresh meat here. No finer cuts in all the land.
All right, how are we doing here? How's our ale production going? It feels like it's barely keeping up. And it looks like the issue might be the malt house. Just not having what it needs. I wonder if I need a second malt house or if I just need more trading posts. Is there a mechanic we don't know where like unassigned people aren't just construction workers, but they're also helping with logistics? Or maybe that's just what the family that's supposed to be helping with construction is supposed to do. Guiding an ox. What do I need an ox for? Wait, does an ox also need... Hold on. Where is Thomas? Thomas, what are you doing? Oxens are heavy logistics carriers. Sure. But so far, the only example I've ever seen for that is they need, like, dragging logs. Is barley a heavy logistics? Like, what is a heavy logistics and what is not a heavy logistics? So is the reason this is slow that I don't have enough oxen for it? What do I even have for oxen? I have 8. But, like, again, I don't know what they're being used for. Do I have people assigned to the stables? Nope. Everything else can be hand carried? Yeah. Yeah, the only thing I ever see oxen dragging is logs, right? And then other people have these, like, hand baskets. So, I've got 11 things of barley here. I am not currently producing booze because the malt house doesn't have it. Sheesh. You can assign people as ox guiders so other people avoid wasting their time. So it seems to be that only unassigned people do that. Was my assumption. Because in the early game, when you have no assigned workers, you get an error that it's just like nobody available to drag the oxen around. So I'm assuming that if a person working in a building grabs an ox, they need it for their job. But I don't know. I don't know, right?
Well, perhaps it was simply a bad bet.
I don't... it feels like a lot of this is trial and error so far, trying to figure it out. All right, I got lunch. So here's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to chill on Manor Lords for the day. I think I'm running into enough like little quirks right now that it's starting to bum me out a little, which is fine. I love that those are my issues with the game. It's none of the big picture stuff. It's not like, I can't win a war. It's just like my logistics aren't perfect. Hey, let's hang out and have some lunch together, friends. How y'all doing? Is this game friendly to people who aren't into Sims? Is it mentally taxing? No. No, it definitely feels more like a vibes game than a logistics game. You always find games like this mentally taxing? That's fair. What the? There we go. I get a chance to jam Star Wars Unlimited? What's Star Wars Unlimited? Probably not then, if I don't even know what it is. I used to play a bunch of Age of Empires, but mostly for building imaginary cities in the build mode. Sick. I'll probably enjoy this game. Check it out. I got some spicy chicken and rice. Ordered from one of my favorite Szechuan places in Victoria. Delicious, nutritious, extremely spicy. Oh, the timing. We just finished our primary May the 4th celebration as a family. Oh, I love that. I love that your family is like so hype into Star Wars that you celebrate it as a family. Star Wars Unlimited was the trading card game that Lur did last week. I did not play it, no. Whoa. I only just ate a little bit of the rice. You know when you have something really spicy and you need that first bite to get yourself ready for it? No? Hold on. How much spicy food do you eat, Anime Kitty? You never have like that first bite where you accidentally inhale it and you're like, I'm dying. And you're good to go after? Yeah, to calibrate. Exactly. No? You never sit down for a plate of hot wings, accidentally inhale the hot wings, cough your lungs out, and then you're totally fine afterwards? This is a unique surge problem? I don't believe that. That can't be possible. Thank you, Potato Platypus. The breath before the bite. Yeah. You accidentally inhale, but that's not for calibration. But it only ever happens once. I feel like, right, I'm eating something spicy. Stop coughing. And then I stop coughing. Now you see, Serge, I'm British and thus intolerant to spice, so I don't have hot wings. Gotta love the English. Take over India, the place with like the best spices in the world, and then never use them. I also wouldn't call Szechuan chicken spicy. We should have this together at some point, Raven. Come to Victoria, and I'll see. It's quite spicy. I never trust anyone they say this isn't spicy. Yeah. You need to come to Vancouver. A new pork katsu place just opened up near me. Ooh, that's exciting. Joe says she just wants to eat at all your recommended food places, Raven. Come visit? Maybe. I'm like legitimately looking at July for the next time that I have anything cool I get to start booking. Important thing, just spicy or spicy and tasty. I don't like heat for the sake of like hurting myself. I only like spicy. Like I'm not going to put, you know, yeah, I'm not going to add an ingredient just to spice for the sake of making it hot. But dishes that are tasty when they are spicy, I'm a fan of. Maybe that's a good way to think. Like, I'm not going to put hot sauce on a steak, right? You know? As soon as we left Alberta, Joe kept finding all these amazing restaurants that we could have gone to but hadn't. And I'm like, why are you telling me this now? Like, why? Oh, well, it's fine. All right. How's it going, everybody? What's up? What's new? What's happening with all of you? You having a good day? Obviously, today, May the 4th, some folks are enjoying their Star Wars Day. And also with you, thank you. Thank you. Got homemade brie and scotch bonnet peppers. I don't know what the second bit is, but that's exciting. It's your father's birthday. Happy birthday to your dad. That's exciting. It's also your birthday. Man, wow. We had a bunch of Discord birthdays as well yesterday. Was it yesterday? It was like Suffix and Koo and a couple other people as well. May 4th is Remembrance Day in the Netherlands. Oh, geez. That must be a little bit odd. The internet's all celebrating one thing and you're all like, a little more somber. Doc as well. Holy moly. Yeah, happy birthday, friends. The Slack messages. Oh, Joe and I are still slowly making our way through Fallout TV series. On episode 5, we're doing a very respectable one episode every other day. I don't quite have the time to just like sit down and binge a show anymore. What's up, Mr. Gibberish? Well, that plan is way off. Yeah. That plan is from like last Sunday. Hey, what up, Song? Thank you so much for the 31 months. Just checked out the 1.21 snapshot and all the new music is amazing. Yo, that'll be fun. Do we have any idea when that's out? You have a good one, Raven. Enjoy your baked goods. Heck yeah. Joe says, I hope it's donuts. Speaking of donuts, there's an amazing donut place in Cook Street Village called Empire Donuts. So like, you know, really nice, really high-end bougie donuts. And a fancy taco shop just opened like a pop-up kitchen inside of the donut place. So yesterday we went and had delicious tacos and bougie donuts, and it's quite possibly one of the better unexpected combinations I've had in a while. That's an odd combination. So that restaurant they tried to make a fried chicken restaurant happen within the space. So it was like fried chicken, waffle fries, and of course like their really successful donut franchise. And for whatever reason, their restaurant portion failed, but the donut business was still going great. And then I don't know if they rented it out or if they tried to make another business or what happened. But they had this like fully functional kitchen space, and so the taco place moved in, and it's awesome. Hey, what's up, Atarka? Nice, nice, nice. Computer Internet says 121 is expected mid 2024. Yeah, so we still don't have a date. That's fine. How you doing, Acharka? Hadouken. Finally got to the fun number. It's so long. You know, just a casual most of the way to 6 years, as one does. The joke is that 1.20.5 is now, and then 1.21 is a week later. I'm assuming it's going to be like July. I hope it's July. My June is too busy. I can't start a new Minecraft playthrough then. Be very convenient of them. Because, like, James has gone all of June as well, right? Wait, you want November? November's also not a good time. Is that why we've been playing Raft? So, like, so for 9 o'clock, we're just burnt out on Minecraft. And I, personally, man, that museum just wrecked me. Trying to get the museum done to the end was, you know, a big part of the reason why I stepped away. And 9 o'clock in particular, like, it just feels like James in particular is kind of just overdoing the same thing over and over and over, which is like you start a new survival world and then what? Because like the format of 9 o'clock means that we have 3 hours a week, which is a really awkward time to try and get anything done if we're not particularly goal focused. And the goal focused vanilla streams have been something he's been really enjoying. So for example, the get all the achievements or collect all of the things. And so when it comes to like, normally we'd alternate between vanilla and modded when, you know, vanilla wasn't in a good spot. But modded is extra hard because it feels like a lot of modded stuff is, it doesn't make it faster. It just kind of gets kind of grindy. Modded is also in a weird spot. I kind of feel that too. Like none of the modded stuff that's out really excites me. And I think that's also probably because the community has been in not a great spot, like fighting over mod launchers and communities kind of imploding and stuff like that. So yeah, we were, there was one day on 9 o'clock that we were punching a chunk because that's James's default activity. And he's like, what are we going to do? And I pitched like, hey, what if we just play different survival games? Because then there's something new that we can do. And so, yeah, we did Terraria, and now we're playing Raft, and then who knows what we're going to do afterwards. Do a life variant for a few weeks? What does that mean? I'm curious. Kevin the Shark is like, hey, I'm having a good time. Team Subnautica? Green's Life series? Sure, but like, how does that work for Lur? Because I don't think that's interesting if it's just the three of us. Also, it's kind of tough because you don't just want to rip off somebody else's bit. You know, you don't want to just be like, we're doing the exact same thing they did, or iterating on it, because that kind of feels bad. Yeah, I have really been enjoying the season of Hermitcraft, though, for what it's worth. But yeah, well, wait a sec. I have a tendency to try and move on and change the conversation while people are typing, so just, yeah. I thought of it as something different. Half of the genesis of that for them was just a fixed playtime each week. I mean, full transparency, I had pitched an idea of like, what if it was just Lur doing a life series-ish idea, but we don't have enough people who care about Minecraft to make it really interesting. And I also don't know how the presentation would work, because if we all tried to simultaneously stream our perspective, the viewership is just kind of medium. I mean, that's why we changed the format of the fam jam from everyone simultaneously streaming to doing other stuff. We don't have the editing capacity to have everybody play and have a chop as well. So it's and you know, it's a live streaming show. It's not supposed to be a YouTube series anyway. So there's like all sorts of really fun stuff that doesn't fit the format of the show, which is the same conclusion we came to of just like, what do you do with 3 hours a week? Hey, what's up, cat guys? Thank you for the 33 months. Oh. So yeah, I don't know. And also specifically for the lure problem too, it's just like just playing survival games doesn't work either. Because again, the 3 hours a week. So Valheim is an amazing example. But I think it's How Long to Beat. Give me a second. How Long to Beat. $77 hours. How Long to Beat Valheim. So like, let's round that up to 80 just for... That would be 26 streams, which I think is even longer than our Collect All the Things. And the problem with that is you don't even necessarily end up with like really good 3-hour chunks to break it down. So I don't know. I think it could turn into a good slot for trying modded versions of games. I mean, again, the problem is the conversation ends up getting a little bit cyclical as well. Because then you're like, what does the modded version do? And how does that also divide into a good 3-hour chunk? So that's where I think James is at in particular too. Minecraft is also a tough space. If you look at all the other creators, they're doing a lot. Well, it's not that they're doing a lot. It's that they're putting a lot of time into it. It's not like their time is any more efficient. And it's not the sort of thing that we couldn't do. The limit we have is time. YouTube Minecraft is highly produced now, which is also kind of funny because I feel that there's two different directions that people are going with Minecraft content, which is very funny because they're very different. There's the mega builders. So, you know, your BOOs, your Good Times with Scar, Josh, not Josh, Smallish Beans. Is that Josh? That's Joel. That's Joel. And then you have the people who are just there to socialize and aren't really builders. So Jimmy, for example, and Jimmy's been getting a little bit more into like just to sort of hanging out, but the whole idea is these weird vibes. And that's kind of refreshing and interesting in a way as well. Like obviously some people on the servers also build a lot. Yeah, Iskal. I mean, Iskal's been building too, but like so much about what they're making is actually just the interaction between creators. So there's a lot of space, but to say that it's highly produced, I think in some way takes away from those people who are just kind of going out and they're kind of vibing and they're just talking about the social parts. And that's neat. But it can be heavily produced for sure. They're also trying to move away from the massive builds and encourage interacting with one another in that space. Yeah, because it was killing some people, right? I mean, as somebody who tried and failed to get a mega build done, that museum was so big. I don't actually know the amount of hours, but I probably did somewhere between 200 and 300 hours on that build. I was just like, it stopped being fun. Interaction's what makes Hermitcraft so good. Yeah. So tricky stuff. I mean, if some people were wondering, hey, Serge, why haven't you been playing a lot of Minecraft lately? That's sort of the space I'm also existing in. I'm hyped for 1.21. How am I feeling? Tired. I've been working a lot off camera. I'm probably going to be winding down shortly after lunch too. I'm having fun just kind of chatting. I started not feeling as much about Manor Lords towards the end there, so I thought we'd just chat. We'd catch up a little bit, which I think is fun. And then sort of move on, and I'll just do more off-camera work, you know? Oh. What else is new with me? Not too much. I'm just busy. Yeah, so like, obviously, Friday night's production is now public, so I can talk about that being a bunch of work. Very excited. I'm so hyped for that project, but it has taken a lot of time. And then there's one at least one more big secret thing that I have no idea when we get to talk about that. I'm gonna message somebody. Oh, that's so funny. Wow. 10 minutes ago, somebody else is like, can we talk about this yet? And they're like, nope. I'm like, all right. That's so funny. Producing a major project is a lot of work. Say down. So I know, right? Embargo. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, hilarious timing. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have to take Monday off as well from the stream. So the problem is I am trying to do my best to not burn out and to not overwork myself. But at the same time, I'm also stressed about taking time off work. So I don't know how to reconcile that. I can't, like, on the one hand, self-care and work less, and on the other hand, stress about working less. You know what I mean? Anime Kitty's like, what about your Patreon? No. I mean, again, like Monday. Why did I say Monday? April, everybody was so supportive, right? Like the birthday subathon and stuff like that, like, was incredible. And basically we doubled what I normally make in a month. And then I'm just anticipating June and July to be like 60% of what I make in a month, because I'm only going to be able to work like a fraction of what I normally do. And that emotional roller coaster of like very good month into like 2 very bad months and trying to be like, no, Serge, it all evens out is fine. But, you know, brains can be weird sometimes when you try and base your self-esteem off your dashboard. Are we going to get a Joe takeover? I mean, that's what Joe said. Have some cozy vibes and stuff like that. Make sure y'all take good care of Joe. She's delightful. Who knows? Maybe we'll even get some fancy new Stardew content. The internal struggle of feeling you need to be productive is actually part of the problem. Yeah. I've been finding sitting in front of the computer to just be stressful, which is tough because I like genuinely love playing games. But in the evening, I've been trying to just like hang out and unwind and play games, and I just find myself thinking about work. I'm like, okay, tough. Joe's gonna do her best to not restart the day on stream. I mean, look, if you want to watch the most knowledgeable min-max or crush her farm, that's Joe. I don't know about the vibes, though. Joe says she's been doing good. That's great. Oh, she says she hasn't restarted yet. Good job, sweetie. Well, if we did more chill streams, like movie watching, well, other than the fact that, like, most co-streams of media are illegal, I don't know. Maybe we find like a public, what's it called? What are the things that are not open source? What's the open source equivalent for a TV show? Like a weird old public domain, movie or something. That'd be kind of funny. Maybe. I have no idea what I'm going to do tomorrow, to be honest. I do still plan on streaming. I don't think I have anything else coming up. Hold on. Let me check my calendar again. Yeah, I got a normal day. I don't know. Figure it out. Get back to other mediums to wind down. I know you read sometimes. I'm so upset, Anime Kitty. They're being so slow in updating my chapters. I have like 6 light novels that I'm trying to read right now, and I'm constantly waiting for updates. One of them is like 16 days since the last update. I'm just like, how dare you? How could you do this to me? Devastating. That's really funny. Joe's like, time for her and I to switch computers. She plays games on my computer and I play games on her computer so that we don't do the work thing. That's actually very funny. Oh no. And then she's like, maybe I'll actually fix her Wi-Fi if that happens. We have functioning Wi-Fi, but it's intermittent for Joe, unfortunately. Yeah. I don't know. It's all good. It's all easy. It's all peasy. I think I might call it here though for the day though, friends. This has been fun. This has been cozy. Kind of bounced off Manor Lords. I don't know. I think I want to revisit it, but I'm probably going to wait until there's a major update before I head back to that one, you know? That's all good. Hey friends, this has been very cozy. Thank you for the weekend. Thank you for the good vibes. If you're at all interested, maybe some game suggestions in Discord would be kind of fun. Glad I jumped in when I did. I've been absent for too long. It's been good seeing you again, Kevin. I've been enjoying seeing you in the RAF streams at Loading Ready Run as well, so thank you for that. All right, come on back tomorrow. I don't know what we're going to do yet, but it'll be a good one. Oh, we get to raid Heather. All right, let's go raid Heather. I like Heather. I imagine you will too. The bongo emote confuses you? It's the best emote we've ever made. Send some bongos over to Heather when you get there. All right, everybody. You're beautiful. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.